In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best gaming smartphones in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these gaming smartphones, you can check out the links down in the description and the comments section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the OnePlus 5T A5010. The OnePlus 5T A5010 would be a really good option for you, if you're looking for a smartphone with which you can play both high and less demanding games, without spending a fortune. From a design perspective, this model boasts an aluminum unibody design, with curved edges, large 6-inch screen, and a midnight black color finish, which I find it absolutely gorgeous. At the rear, top left corner, you can find two cameras, of which, the left one is 16 megapixels with an f1.7, while the second one is 20 megapixels, also with an f1.7, which is really cool. Next to them, there is a dual LED flash, and at the center, there is the fingerprint scanner, from which you can take an advantage, in order to enhance the overall security, instead of typing boring passwords. At the bottom, there is a downward-firing speaker, and a dash charge-enabled USB-C port, while at the side, there is a dual nano SIM tray, so you will be equipped with basically everything. But now, let's talk about the performance. The OnePlus 5T A5010 integrates an octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, and it uses an Oxygen OS based on Android 7.1.1 Nougat, so it will run fast, and you can have many apps opened at the same time, without feeling any decrease at all, in terms of the performance. Moving on, the 6-inch OLED screen has a resolution of 2160 by 1080, it is very sharp as well, and it has an aspect ratio of 18:9, which means that the visuals would never disappoint you. So, if we combine its hardware with its screen, it means that the screen will register all of your gestures, and at the same time, the visuals delivered will look amazing. On the other hand, thanks to its hardware, the lag will barely exist, so you can play smoothly. When it comes to the camera performance, those who've already purchased this smartphone, claim that the pictures they've taken regardless, if it was during the day or during the night, were incredibly defined for the price. The battery life is expected to last around 11 hours, but in practice, as you know, this may vary. To conclude, the OnePlus 5T A5010 is a bargain for the price, so you should consider it as your next purchase without any hesitation. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Sony Xperia XZ2H8296. The Xperia XZ2H8296, as a device that was crafted by Sony, with which we've grown while playing on PlayStation 1, is always a notable option for every user, who would like to play some games on its spare time. That's why, let's get started and find out why gamers will love having it. From a design perspective, this particular model sports a sleek, all-black body, that is a bit curved, with the intention to sit precisely on your palm, so you can play games and chat with friends, in a comfortable manner. At the front, you can see the 5.7-inch screen that occupies a large area, and what's interesting about it is that there aren't physical buttons at the bottom, but instead, they are virtual, so Sony has maintained its sleek look. At the top front, there is the 5-megapixel camera, while at the rear, there is the LED flash, a 19-megapixel camera at the middle, and a circular fingerprint scanner, which will provide you an instant access to the phone. Now, let's talk about the features. This unit is equipped with the Snapdragon 845 chip, has 6 GB of RAM, 64 GB of internal storage, and supports micro SD cards of up to 400 GB, thanks to its 2 SIM slots, which I particularly like. In addition, its 5.7-inch IPS screen can output up to 16 million colors, has a maximum resolution of 1080 by 2160 pixels, with an aspect ratio of 18:9, and 424 pixels per inch, so as you can see, every game you play will be really defined, for your ultimate experience. I'd also want to mention that users claim that the battery is fantastic, since it can last for a full day, and when it comes to the charging, this model can be charged within 2 hours, which is still good. Before we finish, I'd like also to inform you that this smartphone supports wireless charging, but take in mind that it takes a bit longer, if you compared with wired charging. Overall, the Xperia XZ2H8296 deserves your attention, and if you ever decide to purchase it, this smartphone will guarantee you long hours of entertainment. Next up, at number 3, we have the iPhone X. The iPhone X is not an ordinary smartphone as we all know, due to the fact that it is equally good for amateur photographers, for ordinary users, professionals, and gamers who appreciate a piece of tech that looks as good as it performs. Before we start, I'd like to inform you that I will mostly cover the part where the gamers will be our primary objective. From a design perspective, this unit features a stainless steel frame, with a nearly bezel-less look, that is accompanied by a notch cut out at the top of the screen, where the front-facing camera is held. I'd also want to mention that you can notice the presence of glass, along with the front and the back part of the smartphone, which in my opinion is really good, because it makes the smartphone looks neat and glorious. In addition, the iPhone X is not only beautiful, but it is also unbelievably sturdy, due to the fact that its construction is splash, water, and dust resistant, so you shouldn't worry about anything. At the back, there are dual 12-megapixel cameras, and a quad LED dual-tone flash, which will always work closely together, to ensure that all of your pictures will be as realistic as possible. But now, let's talk about the performance. The iPhone X has a 5.8-inch Super Retina screen, with an OLED multi-touch display, that combines a contrast ratio of 1:1, 458 pixels per inch, with a maximum resolution of 2436 by 1125, which means that the visuals will be stunning. Moreover, the components of this particular model include a durable battery that supports wireless charging, 256 GB of storage space, 3 GB of RAM, and a hexa-core 2.39 GHz processor, which makes the smartphone exceptionally quick. The specs are fantastic because you will not only have enough storage for photos, files and other files that are important to you, but games such as Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, will barely cause a lag, so you can play for hours, and be completely immersed to its screen. To conclude, I strongly recommend you consider the iPhone X as your next purchase, because this smartphone is capable enough to output a versatile performance and satisfy a different kind of users. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is among the most purchased smartphones on the market, and due to its performance, gamers have found out that this unit is super effective, also with gaming. From a design perspective, the S9 Plus is available in 3 colors in Amazon, but what's really cool is that each of them looks unique in its own way, so regardless of your choice, you won't go wrong. The S9 Plus has an aluminum construction that holds a 6.2-inch screen with Gorilla Glass 5 coating, which means that even if you accidentally drop it on your floor, the chances of breaking or scratching are set to the minimum. At the front top, except the gorgeous screen, you will also see a low-profile, 8-megapixel camera, with an f1.7, with which you can take beautiful selfies, or have video chats. While if you flip the smartphone over, you will instantly notice an S9 Plus label on the bottom, dual camera system, along with a flash and a fingerprint sensor, which in my opinion, could be set in a more accessible position. Now, let's talk about the features. The S9 Plus has an octa-core processor, 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of ROM, and if you don't find the memory enough for you, well, this smartphone supports micro SD cards of up to 400 GB, which is super cool. Thanks to its hardware, you can play dozens of high-demanding games without any problem, since this smartphone can substitute the need of playing in front of your PC, since games such as Fortnite, PUBG, Real Racing, Minecraft and many more, can be played lag-free. Moreover, the 6.2-inch AMOLED screen has a Quad HD Plus resolution, or 2960 by 1440 in terms of pixels, with 529 pixels into every inch, so it is indeed gorgeous, and exceptionally sharp, which is something that every gamer wants. Before we end, I'd like to mention that the 3500 mAh battery can last during your whole day, however, this isn't fixed, since games can drain the battery a bit faster than the casual usage. Overall, you should definitely take the Samsung S9 Plus into a consideration because it has a spectacular screen and impressive hardware that will satisfy even the most demanding users. And finally, at number 1, we have the Razer phone. The Razer phone was designed, and it is meant for gaming, since this smartphone utilizes a 120Hz screen that will surely elevate your gaming experience to a whole new level. From a design perspective, the Razer phone is available in 3 versions, such as the all-black, which we are currently reviewing, the gold edition and the green edition, where each of them differs in price, but looks aggressively, like every gamer could wish for. At the front, you will instantly recognize that the top and the bottom part have carbon texture, which in my opinion, gives even more beauty to the smartphone itself. In addition, at the top, there is a decent 8-megapixel camera, while if you flip the smartphone over, you will find dual 12-megapixel cameras, which according to the users, are decent, and nothing to be surprised of. But now, let's talk about the performance. The Razer phone is built upon the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset, and packs an octa-core processor, 8GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage, that you can expand up to 215GB, by using a micro SD card. If you ask me, these specs are fantastic for gaming, and for casual work, because the processor and the RAM make this smartphone capable enough to output a blazingly fast performance. Moving on, its spectacular 5.7-inch QHD IGZO 120Hz screen is not only gorgeous, but it is strong enough to deliver up to 120 frames per second, which make you think like you're gaming on a high-end monitor. I would also want to add that users claim that the color accuracy is brilliant, and you would be able to see dozens of details that will indeed maximize your gameplay. But that's not all. Thanks to its front-firing speakers and dual amplifiers, the audio quality would be distributed exceptionally good, so regardless if you're gaming, watching movies, or listening to songs, I think that you won't find any complaints. Moreover, its 4000 mAh battery can last for a full day on a single charge, and during this time, you will be able to play numerous heavy-duty games. To conclude, I'd recommend you consider the Razer phone seriously, if you're looking for a real gaming smartphone. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these gaming smartphones, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.